A warm welcome to all of you and thank you for joining us on yet another series of chiropractic and physiotherapy, health and wellness. So musculoskeletal disorders are on the rise. What do I mean? Back pain, neck pain, hip pain, they're all on the rise. And joining me to discuss these issues and why they are on the rise is our very own Dion Jogu. Dion Jogu has been a physiotherapist for over 43 years. And she's also the founder of Chiropractic and Physiotherapy Health Center. So Dion, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Tell me, you say that back pain, 90% of back pain is not coming from accidents or injuries, it's coming from posture-related issues.
Yes.
What kind of issues are these?
When we are doing our day-to-day life, most of us, either they sit for too long, they stand for too long, or they walk in a different gait. So those ones cause imbalance on our body system. And the best way is always to know if you are sitting correctly, the way it is supposed to be, not sitting with a different style. If you are doing things when standing, you make sure that you stand the right way.
So let's start with standing.
Yes.
So just the way I'm standing right here, right now, am I standing correctly? Should I face this way or should I face this way? Am I standing correctly?
Face this side. Now, when I look at you, you have slouched your shoulders downwards.
Okay.
Which makes you put your pelvis forward. The shoulders have come backwards and dropped. So with that, for you to balance your body, you'll be forced to tilt your pelvis forwards.
Forwards, so meaning it goes this way?
Yes.
And what do I do with the upper part?
What there is when you stand that way and you stand for long, you'll keep on moving, swinging to one side and to the other.
Oh, the way we stand this way and stand this way.
Okay. Put the leg, one leg forward.
Okay.
That is the only way to feel as looking for the proper balance. So the best way to stand is always when you stand that way, your feet should be 1 foot apart.
So 1 foot apart.
And this will make sure the shoulder, the elbow, the hip, the knee, and the ankle are in one line. That is what you look for. And then when you are that way, when you are sure that this line is completely up to the ankle joint, try to feel as if something is pulling you from the air.
So I stretch out my spine.
You stretch out and feel taller than your height.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Well, not so comfortable. I'm not used to it.
So
is my ear, my shoulder?
Not your ear, your shoulder.
The shoulder, the hip should be in one line.
And the knee?
And the knee.
Then your ankle joint.
Okay.
They should be in one line.
All right.
Immediately you feel one is ahead of the other, automatically you are standing the wrong way.
Okay.
And if you have to do any work in that position, you will feel one side of your body getting tired more than the other side. And that's when you start shifting your body.
Okay.
But if you stand the way I've said, that is your shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle joint are in one line, then you feel taller than your height.
Stretch out the spine.
Yes. You will find that even if you work for a longer period.
How should I feel with my tummy?
When you do higher height than your normal, your tummy automatically tucks in.
Okay.
I don't tell people to tuck in their tummy because they stop breathing.
Okay.
So the best thing is to tell you to be taller than your height. That way you straighten up your spine and at the same time you feel now you are standing upright.
All right. But most of us are this way. This feels a bit more comfortable.
We will put one leg forward and then slouch so that they can be able to work that way.
Yes.
But for how long can one do that?
You can't.
You will keep on shifting.
Okay.
But if you use that style, that is your hips, your ankle joints and the knees are in one line, then you feel like if you are standing upright.
Okay.
Soldier-like, upright. That way you'll find that your tummy will go to support your spine and you'll feel it quite tight.
It is.
Yes,
it is.
but to start with, you'll feel it very uncomfortable. But when you make it as your posture for standing, it will be always a good posture to deal with. And you won't have any pain on your lower back, neither in your upper back, and even in your hips, because the weight is fully distributed evenly.
Okay,
yes,
okay. So we've learned how to stand. And I'd like us to look at the next posture. How do we sit while we are working? Because most of us work using computers in our offices, so we want to look at how do we sit. So Dion, most of us spend so many hours seated.
Yes.
And that is where a lot of our posture goes wrong. So let's start with the sitting posture. Is she sitting right?
Definitely, how she's sitting is in a wrong way, but within the 2 hours, she will start changing the posture from where she is.
You should get tired of this.
Yes. If you look at her back, spine, it's all bent over for her to feel comfortable to type. The other thing, on both her arms are on the table, such that she can get support of her upper back from the arms. The other thing, the chair, she's not even supporting herself, her back with the chair. She's just away from. If you look at her legs, they are completely squeezed, bent almost 120 degrees.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
So that she is in like a fetal position when she's working. This way you do it for 1 or 2, 3 months, you find yourself going to the hospital saying your back is hurting, your neck is hurting, the shoulders are hurting because you are supporting yourself to be able to work. So the legs shouldn't be bent this much when you are seated. They should be at least 70 degrees bent, but not 120 or 110.
All right. And so this is not the only bad posture that we take in the office. What other bad postures do we usually see in the office?
Immediately one gets tired of the one we have seen, people will slide it this way.
Oh, so they slide into the chair.
Yeah, and then they will pull their keyboard and start working from that.
Okay.
That way already they are putting much pressure on the lower back. So you'll find it, she slides one leg away from the middle and it goes straight to feel comfortable.
To stretch it out,
Trying still to do what? To feel relief of her lower back. In that position, you'll find that she has to bend forwards so as to be able to reach
the keyboard.
The keyboard.
Yes.
That is also another position. You find they do it.
So this one will give you lower back pain.
And then the other one is where they sit that way straight and then they don't put their legs in one position. They can cross them under the table or
even cross one above
one
the
leg
other
on top of the other one. And then when they cross that way, automatically they will lean forward, creating a bad posture on their upper back. The lower back will be comfortable, but the upper back, you will see now even the elbows want to be in the same position.
So this will give you neck issues and upper back issues.
And the shoulders.
And the shoulders as well.
Will be giving her discomfort.
Very common things that people complain about.
Exactly.
Okay.
The other thing is that most of them have their screen
too close to them,
so that they can see. So you find them, they are looking up or a bit down to be able to concentrate on the screen. So those 3 positions cause people to have body postures which strain their body in such that by the end of 3, 4, 5 hours, they are tired as if they have gone to the shower today.
And they are doing that today, tomorrow, this month, next month,
she will be
next year.
To the hospital. And she will keep on changing her position to be able to adjust the posture. So the best way to do it.
Okay.
The first thing is to let the person know that the chair is not here for beauty. she has to push her bottom to the end and feel her back supporting on the chair. That is the purpose of the chair. The other thing is that make your knees and both legs be at 70 degrees away from you. Not 90, 70 away. Away again. That way. There. So that you relax your upper part of the legs. If you bend the quads. Everybody knows the quads. So that way, it goes away from her. Even if you go a bit further, the better. The other one that way. That is the best way to finish. And that way, you relax the whole pelvis to be able to relax your spine to be very comfortable. Now look at it. That is very good. So that way, you see she won't put her both arms on the table. The problem here will be what? The screen. So what we do, you put your hands from the wrist to the table.
So only your wrists and your fingers should be on the table.
Then we shall measure where the screen will be by letting her put it straight.
So it should be slightly this way.
Yeah, okay. But in this case we find that she's a bit
too far.
So we'll tell her to pull her chair a bit inwards and still sit in the same position. The legs should be bent at 90 degrees. Now to measure the spring, we just move it until the arm is completely straight.
With the nails or without the nails?
With the nails.
It's taking a few millimeters.
Yes, that way. And then the fingers and the wrist on the keyboard. That way, you see automatically she has changed the shape of her neck. So the neck muscles of the behind and the front will be completely relaxed.
Okay.
And then because of the way she has stepped in, she will find that her shoulders come backwards so that she can be straightened up to be able to type. That way, you find there is a groove behind her shoulders, and that is what will tell us that she's sitting properly. But immediately you see that groove is finished, tells you she is leaning forward, and she is not typing or working in a good position.
Okay.
In that position, we can help them with what we call orthopedic supports. Maybe she is feeling the back support is too far, or the chair support is so far. We advise you to use back, we call them orthopedic supports. This is called lumbar support. You put it behind her there and tell her to lean. You can put it according to her comfort, so that
at the lower back,
so that she can be able to do what? To lean backwards without feeling. This one you adjust according to the comfort. That way she will relax even her tummy and the whole pelvis, so the spine will be getting quite a good blood flow.
Okay.
Yeah? If she can't feel this comfortable, we have quite a number of them in the market. You can use another one we call series. If you look at the series one, it is shaping even the spine when she is seated. Okay. So this one, we try to move a bit. We put it that way so that the body is supported from side to side. This helps them to be able to sit and type comfortably. So with this, you will find she will avoid leaning on the table because she is feeling comfortable.
Or leaning back.
Leaning back.
So the back will be supported
fully.
Okay.
Then the other thing we needed to make sure they do, because after sometimes the legs which are touching the floor will start feeling uncomfortable. We get a footrest. The footrest is to make them be alternating the legs so that they don't get very fatigued. So she can step with both the feet on top of the footrest, which should be between 4 to 6 inches in front of her feet. When she sits that way, she can stay that way for an hour, then one foot goes up, alternating them. Then the next time it goes to the other one. That way, the feet and the calf muscles will be always having good circulation. She won't feel as if the blood has settled on the calf. That way, she will be able to wake up and work for even more hours without feeling fatigued.
Okay.
There are people who sit for too long, and because of the nature of their work, they find that the chair they are sitting on, they keep on adjusting. We advise them to use what we call orthopedic portable chair called a back guard. I want to show you how it is. When you carry it, it looks like this. But when you touch here, and here is completely hand. This is what we call orthopedic mobile chair. So for those people who sit for too long, they have no time even to get out, we ask them to put this on top of their chair. So it substitutes the shape. If you look at it from the bottom here, you can see each side with a thigh. So in the middle is left empty and gives it space for the spine to rest or the pelvis to rest. So you fix it that way, and it takes over the shape of the chair. You use it the same way. But the secret, you should be always feeling supported on your upper back.
Upper and lower back should be supported.
Yes. And that way you relax both the legs so that each thigh can be able to stay on its side. And that's why we are insisting on a foot rest.
So you should never sit with your knees together.
No. They should be hip width.
The knees should be hip width or shoulder width.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So those ones who are wearing very short skirts, what should they do?
It's okay, but they wore the skirt because it is smart. So even if they sit down there, they are okay. So they are working. There is no relationship with this short skirt or long skirt.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's good. Anything about the mouse?
The mouse, I can't complain because you should be able to move your hand from where it is, get to the mouse, and go to the same way. Pull it so that also you don't have to lean so much with your forearm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any need for armrests when you're working?
Well, maybe because you have a condition which can't allow you a shoulder or anything else, the wrist or forearm, a condition. But naturally, you shouldn't have any armrest. You should work because your arms and muscles are made for working.
So you engage the muscles
completely.
Okay.
Because when you are working, it is work. So every muscle within you
should be engaged.
If you look at it, she has to look to the screen. So the muscles of the face has to concentrate there. You go to the neck, it has to be supported in the same way by those muscles. They have to be always in function so that they support it. The upper back must be always so that she can position her arms in a good way. So there's no muscle which is supposed not to be doing anything except nothing. Because she has to breathe. The heart has to work.
All the muscles have to be working.
The whole body is working.
So is there a need for a headrest? We keep hearing people asking, should I have a headrest or not?
When you put a headrest, God created us with a nice round head. Because the muscles he gave us are able to support the head with the other body. So when you put a headrest, what will happen is that the muscles of the neck will say, hurrah, they don't have to do anything. Somebody is doing the job for us. And next time you start even turning, you start feeling pain. You can't hold your neck for long because there's no support. So it shouldn't be done. I've said, if this is work. If you walk, it is work. If you go bedding, squatting, it's work. So whatever work you are doing, you should engage majority
of the muscles of the body.
Exactly.
So sometimes we find people with a screen on one side or this other side. So the screen should always be directly in
front of your face.
You shouldn't be turning to
If
see.
you find the screen going towards the right, you are going to strain your right-sided muscles. And later you will feel pain on the one side of your back because it is shortening the muscle when you are turning. The other muscle on this side will keep on pulling, so it also gets affected because it is being stretched more than normal.
Okay.
And vice versa when you put it on that side. So you should be usually in a very neutral position when you are working. And that's why we look for the most comfortable position for you when you are doing whatever you are doing. Standing, walking, sitting, even sleeping, you need to have a most comfortable position. The way God created us.
Okay.
Does not include extra positions which cause us to be in pain.
So we also have the issue of laptops, which majority of us use in the offices. And this one also causes a lot of neck and upper back. You can see the way she is seated. So what should we do in this instance? Because you still have to work.
Yeah, for the laptop, majority of people always come with the upper back pain. The other thing is feeling chest as if it is squeezing, because they are using their muscles of the chest to bring the shoulders together. So from the waist up, it will be always uncomfortable when you are using a laptop. The reason is you have to make yourself fit in the laptop when you are typing. The screen is so near such that sometimes you are forced even to bend it away from you. The advice is always to use a razor, which will raise the laptop up.
Okay.
And then you will be able to put it as if it is a desktop.
Use the razor so that it is now at her eye level.
Yes. Then this way, she has to lean backwards. Then push the razor still.
Or it should be at arm's length.
Arm length also.
Okay. That's about somewhere.
Always arm length, which is 1.5 feet, for her to be able to raise her face, to be able to look straight with the eyes. That way it puts the neck in a neutral position to work without straining the neck.
Without looking down.
Without looking down and bending her upper back forwards. In this case, you have to use an external.
Because the keyboard is very far from her.
Yes.
So an external keyboard is...
And the same method follows, that it should be only the wrist and the fingers on the working table. Yeah? And that way she will be able to work without straining, and she will be back like if she's having a desktop.
So now that we've gotten the position correctly,
Yes.
is it okay to do 8, 10, 12 hours in this one position, or it's not even normal and we have to keep changing?
The thing is, even when we started schools, there is no class which goes beyond 3 hours. There's no meetings around to go beyond 3 hours. So even when you work here, you see you are sitting between your bottom and the chair. The blood circulation to those areas are quite affected when you sit for too long. So standing up, it helps the blood circulation to go to the right places, and the nerves to be able to know that they needed to give extra information. So the best thing is always you need a break.
We need a break every 2, 3
2
hours.
to 3 hours, have a break. Go to the room, go for a cup of tea. That way you find that even the muscles of the bottom are quite comfortable.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, there you have it. This is the correct position to sit at, and make sure you have a footstool, 4 to 6 inch footstool that you can use.
Yeah, footrest.
Footrest.
Yes.
One of the areas that people are also getting issues is in the bedroom, how you sleep. So let's see how most people get into bed.
Okay. We have Edith here. Please go to your bed.
So that is the way most of us get into bed.
Yes.
Is it the correct way?
No, I will show her the best way to get to the bed.
Okay.
So you will get out of your bed. The best way to get to our bed is first to sit on the bed, so that you lean on your left elbow. The legs, you can pull them together or one by one, depending on your strength. Because if your muscles of the tummy are a bit weak, you won't be able to pull it completely. But the best thing is to put both of them together. Yeah, you want to try? Yeah, put them up. Then you can straighten them, and then go down until you find you are on your pillow. Yeah.
Okay. So getting into bed is actually an event.
Yes.
It's a process.
Yes.
Okay.
Then when you go there, most of people sleep on their shoulders, which by the end of 2 hours, you feel the arm is numb. So the best way is to make sure that you don't lie on your shoulder. You lie on your shoulder blade. This arm can be anywhere else, even in front of your face. The next thing is how we use the pillow. Majority of people put the pillow on the head. That you find that you get a curvature on your neck. So by the time you wake up, the muscles of the top are tired, the down ones are feeling numb. So the best way is always to make sure that the pillow goes under, between the shoulder and the head, so that it is supporting the neck, not the head. Yeah? This hand can be there. Then the other thing, if you are not comfortable very much, because some people say when they lie like this, they find that the knees feel sore in the morning. So what you can do, you can use another pillow. It doesn't have to be that way. No, don't lift your arm. Just. Then you can put your arm there.
So what does the pillow in between the legs help in?
When you are lying without a pillow, the knees come together. This affects our hips joints. They feel as if they are closely together. But to make them relax, the best thing is to use a pillow that way. That way it opens up and does it. The other thing, you can tilt a little bit so that you don't lie directly on your hip.
On the hip.
Yes.
But so some of us actually tilt this way so that our legs go forward. Is that okay?
That is one position.
Okay.
You see? Now that way you can put even your hand on the other pillow and be able to sleep comfortably. This way the flow of oxygen to the lungs is very easy. The hips are more relaxed and every part of the feet and the legs are completely relaxed. There is no pressure on your hips.
How does someone turn when they're in this position?
The next thing is that you have asked about the turning to put that way. This is the most common people use. Otherwise, that is the right way if you can avoid. So what you do, you slide backwards and then let this leg come that way. No. Yes, that way. Then the thing is you still have to pull yourself here. Don't pull the hips, only the shoulder. Yes.
Yes, so this is very common.
This is what people use a lot.
Yes.
So that is another way of sleeping if you don't want to use a pillow. If you have no pillow, that's the best way. So you'll find that you relax every part of your body. If you feel the pillow is too far, make sure you bring it nearer in such a position. You can use this hand to put it on the pillow and relax.
Sometimes people put their hand under the pillow. So you wake up and you're feeling
numb.
Yes.
That means that you have slept on the nerve when you're sleeping. So nerve and blood vessels. So there's less circulation on blood on your arm, and that's what wakes you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now another question is, the majority of us like to sleep on the tummy. Yeah. Very relaxing, and we tend to find sleep in that position. So maybe Edith can sleep on the tummy, and we show you how majority of us sleep on the tummy. Yes.
When you get
or even our hands this way.
When you get used to lying on your tummy, the first victim is your neck. You lie with the neck turned that way, so automatically you have put the muscles in action. By the time you wake up, to turn the neck to the other side, you feel as if it is stiff or it is achy. So the first mistake you do when you lie on your tummy, you make the neck suffer because you are putting it in a wrong position.
Yes.
The other thing is that our stomach is just a cylinder of a lot of intestines, matumbo, whatever it is. So the spine, because you have lied on it, so the muscles, the intestines or the lumen goes down to the bed. And our spine is always supported by a cylinder of the muscles of the tummy. So this follows.
Oh, so there's an arch.
You get
At the
more
lower
arched
back.
at the lower back.
Okay.
And this way, by the time you wake up, you are feeling backache here and the shoulders uncomfortable. If you must sleep
On the tummy.
on the tummy, use another pillow. Soft, comfortable pillow. You just lift yourself up. That will help you to avoid the strain on your lower back. And this way, you might not find yourself using a pillow. You don't have to use it, no pillow. So you use the arms too, that way. Sometimes due to a medical condition, you might be forced to be lying this way. But I've said this one prevents the lower back pain.
But it does not prevent
the neck problems.
So it's better to just avoid lying on the tummy altogether.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Although if you have a bed which can be able to
Have a hole.
Yeah.
Like our couch here.
Yeah, exactly.
You can put your head on the couch. Edith, try putting your head on the couch.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So if someone
that way, then we ask you the arms. You put them on the side. Because when you put them there, your functioning of the shoulders are quite tight.
All right.
But that way,
yeah.
now
But this is not your normal bed. So unless you drill, you carve out a hole on the bed.
Yes.
This is not practical for
no,
majority
lying
of
on your
people.
tummy,
Yeah.
it affects your neck
And your back.
and your lower back.
All right.
Yes.
So the other one that some people do a lot is lying on the back. Yeah.
Okay.
So is lying on the back okay, or is there a specific way you should be when you're lying on the back?
When you want to lie on your back, it's not bad, but it is always giving people discomfort one end.
Okay. So let's have Edith lie on her
So
back.
when you lie on your back, we advise somebody always to put a pillow
Or under
the
knees. What would be the reason for putting a pillow there?
Of course, this one has to go on. This one will always be there to allow the neck to relax.
Ah, okay.
So why we prefer this is that you see the way she is now? If we remove this pillow and let her straighten her
legs.
will get just put your hand here.
There's a
You'll
curve.
find there is a curve.
There's a space.
Because the pelvis is tilted upwards to be able to allow the lower body to do it. But the spine is already
So it's
distorted.
hanging.
It is
You're
hanging out down there. So the aim of putting the pillow is to allow the pelvis to tilt backwards to be able, now there's no gap.
Ah, so now the whole back is lying flat.
Flat and straight.
Okay.
And
okay,
this way
okay.
you can sleep even your leg bent that way. You can position anyhow. But always, whenever you lie on your back, put a pillow or two to allow the spine to be
Flat
and comfortable.
All right.
And all muscles, even for the tummy, they will relax and you will be able to sleep without any issue.
So one of the questions that we get is what kind of mattress should someone use?
Okay. We advise that whatever mattress or surface you are lying on, to test its firmness, you use your thumb or your fist. So when you put a thumb this way, and it can go an inch, that is a good firmness. Or your fist, you put it this way on wherever you are lying, it doesn't exceed an inch deep. That's a good firm mattress or lying for service. But if you divide that, it's going more than 2 inches, it's very, very soft. Immediately you put your body, it will be even more than 2 inches. It will sink in. And that way you will have your back or your side line so that you find that you are always sinking, especially in the middle of the part of the body.
What about very hard? Some mattresses are very hard. Yeah, and you lean on them and you're thinking, whoa.
I know when people are told to go and buy mattresses, orthopedic foam mattress, they say it is so hard that they can't sleep on. When they lie on the side, they feel soreness and the shoulders and the knees. The best thing is to get mattress cover. It is there. It has a bit of cushion, which is memory foam. They put on top. It will prevent you from feeling your mattress is very tight. If you not that cover, you can use a duvet or a heavier blanket. You put it on top of the hard mattress, and then you do fat. But after some times, the hard mattress softens.
Yeah, it also
and you can
softens.
be good. But to start with, use a mattress cover, which is sold by the same people who sell mattresses.
A memory foam
And
mattress
memory foam, yes, that will be okay. Otherwise, when you're ordering your mattress, ask the supplier to be able to put a layer of memory foam mattress.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, how about the pillow? What kind of pillow should we sleep on?
Well, the pillow should be always a pillow which is soft in such a way that it adjusts according to your posture. If you find a pillow that, sorry Edith, if you find a pillow, you cannot fold the pillow that way. That pillow is a hand pillow. And instead of supporting your neck, it will support your head. So the best thing, whenever you are going to look for a pillow you can be able to shape the way you want. Because immediately you release it, it goes back to itself. We call them memory foam pillows. But if you don't have it, look for one you can fold according to the way you want. If then that way, it tells you, it will shape according to your neck.
So it takes the contour of the neck.
Yes.
All
But
right.
anything which will be the assistance or hand to shape your contour, it's not a good pillow.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So there you have it. Look for a mattress that is not too soft and is not too hard. If it's too hard, there are ways of adjusting that. Look for a pillow that will contour to the shape of your neck, and make sure you get into bed the right way and also sleep the right way. So there's just one thing that we have not looked into.
Yes.
How do you get out of bed? Because the same way we get in, jumping in, the same way we get out.
Okay, now after sleeping the whole night and you are comfortable, the first thing you can push this pillow with your legs. You push it away. Then you must always roll to one side. Always bend your knees and roll to the side. Whichever side you choose, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a comfortable side to roll, but let me tell you, the left is always the best to lie on.
Oh, the
when
left,
you are
okay.
the left. Reason is that our right side, we have the biggest organ of the body called the liver, so it is always bulky. When you turn to the right, you feel as if something is not okay. So left is usually the best, but if you can, it's okay. Now you do the opposite of what you did. You went with the elbow first. Now this time the legs go down first. They didn't there. Then use your elbow to push yourself up. No? Let's try again. Yeah? There you are. Now move your legs down. Use your elbow to push yourself up, and this one to help it. And then sit, then you go down and stand. That's the way you get out.
Quite a process.
Yes, opposite of what you did is the way you get out.
All right, all right.
Yes.
I think we are enlightened.
Karibu.
So one of the areas that we also hear a lot of people hurting themselves is when they are lifting. And Dion, I want us to demonstrate how people lift wrongly and now how to lift correctly. So a dispenser is the most common thing that people keep lifting water and putting it on the dispenser. So I think we can show with Edith.
The problem when lifting weights, not only the dispenser, is that people carry the weight away from them. The secret is always make the weight part of your body weight. For example, if people are lifting the water to put in the dispenser, it's always even 6 inches away from you. Let's try that, Eunice. Edith, sorry. You see that way. That way it is really straining her back. Yeah? That is the wrong way of lifting. So the correct way to do it is always to squat next to the weight. Next to you. Then hold the weight properly and come with it when it is next to you. Then you hold it properly, then you turn and then put it there. That way there is no pressure on your back because what you are using is the strong muscles of your legs.
So you get the weight close to you.
Next to you.
Next to your body, and
Yes.
then you come up.
Up with it.
So you always make sure you're squatting.
You are squatting. Because
Okay.
you can't bend over to pick any weight. You strain your lower back.
All right.
So the best thing is to squat and let the weight be part of you. Then you come with it up with your legs.
Is it practical when you have kids in the house? Sometimes a kid is just running to you.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't have time to squat or pick the kid.
No, you have to go. Imagine either this is a baby who has run to you. So the best thing is to squat, hug the baby, and lift the baby. When you hug it, it is next to you. So you come up with the baby. Yeah? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't lean forward to pick the baby. If you lean forward, you strain your back.
Your back.
Yeah? But when you go down and hug the baby, come up with it, it becomes part of your weight.
And your legs should be
Always,
apart.
this history one should be always understanding. We are not supposed to have standing or sitting with our legs next to one another. This way you strain our pelvis. In the process, you change the posture of our spinal column. So always, whatever you are doing, always make sure the legs
Are apart.
always hip width.
Okay.
Yeah. So that when you go to squat, you don't have the legs or the knees moving in a different direction to give space for
Whatever it is you
what
want to
I'm
lift.
going to hug or to lift.
Okay.
Part of the weight and you should be almost the same. Yep.
All right. So there you have it. Whatever it is that you are lifting, go down, squat, and make sure it is part of you before you
come up with it.
it.
Because if it is too heavy, don't you do it. You get another method of lifting it.
Like a trolley,
A trolley
or ask someone to help
you. This is a car demonstration, how we should get into our car and the position we should be in when we are driving. So when you go next to your car, the first thing is to sit on the chair of the car. Then when you're in that position, you move each leg at a time until you turn that way. The purpose of this is to ensure that you don't twist your spinal column because you can hurt yourself when you are getting in the car. But when you enter that way, you will be comfortable to save your spinal column. The other thing is that you find that you have to be at least the same way, 70 degrees from the car. Then you move the car to your own position. It is the degree between the knee and the thigh is around between 110, 120 degrees. So that you relax your lower back on the chair and the legs can move without moving your lower back, neither the thighs. If you have to brake, you brake with your foot. Don't use the whole leg to brake. So you brake only with your foot. And that way, then you add the driving. This one is a bit far from me. So I will pull it towards me so that I can be having my elbows bent like 90, quarter to 10 and 3:15. That way you drive and you feel your whole spine is supported on the driving seat. Avoid going forwards like this, which majority of us do. This is wrong. And straightening your body to be able to drive when you are this way. That is a long way. So the best way is to feel always your back is resting there. The degrees between your thigh and your lower leg is always at 120 or 110 degrees when it is resting on the pedal.
So today we have learned how to stand in the correct posture. We have learned how to sit in the correct posture while using your desktop computer or your laptop computer. We have also learned how to get into bed and get out of bed in the right way, and also the posture to take while you are sleeping. And on top of that, we have learned how to drive in the right posture. If you practice all this, you will ensure that your body remains in its proper state and you stop having so many musculoskeletal issues. My name is Nelly Ndhiga. I have been your host.